Mom,
Yes.
what was your first boss like?
Well, my first boss was sort of like a drill sergeant. Her name was Mary Amabel, and she graduated from nursing school the year I was born. She was a large woman, quite heavy set, and some of the things I remember about her were how if you were the first one to arrive in the morning, she would come up to you and stick her arm in your face because your job was to roll up the sleeves of her scrubby because she must not have liked touching her arm. And she'd tell you if it was rolled up enough, or she wanted it higher. Another thing I remember about her was she would stand in the hall as we were walking down to the nurse's station for morning report. And if she put her hands on her hips, you knew you were going to get something. One of her famous comments was, "Miss Gaddis, where's your dignity?" Which meant I didn't have my cap on. So I'd have to go back and put my cap on, even though it was a pain in the ass because when you were taking care of laboring patients and you had your cap on, sometimes it would flip off your head and end up in the bed with amniotic fluid and gunk. But she couldn't appreciate that. You had to wear your dignity all the time. She kind of reminded me of Colonel Klink from Hogan's Heroes. Some of the shit she pulled. Like, I started my job on Labor Day in 1967. And that should have been an omen. When you start working on a holiday, you're going to be working holidays. When she'd put out the schedule, it was like no matter what holiday it was, I was working. For the whole first year of my job, she scheduled me for every holiday except Flag Day, which really wasn't like a paid holiday, but that was the only holiday that I had off. Her reasoning was I didn't have a family. Apparently, if you didn't have a husband and children, you had no family. Like, I don't know if she thought I was raised by wolves or what, but didn't get any time off. Another thing I remember about her was how she used to criticize us for going to the bathroom during work hours, because that's one thing she never did. She didn't pee on hospital time because, after all, you weren't getting paid for that. I did learn a lot from her. It was like there's a certain way to do things. You stuck the policy. You did what you were supposed to do. And that way you stayed out of trouble. She was the boss, but probably more than from her, I learned from the other nurses that I worked with. They were great. They were willing to teach you all kinds of stuff so that you could be the best nurse you could be. Another thing about Mrs. Amabel, she liked to schedule us younger ones. As soon as we passed boards, she liked to schedule us for night turn. And then she'd come in the morning, and if you got into some kind of sticky situation during the night, she would laugh. She would think it was funny. But sometimes it wasn't funny. Like if you had to deliver a baby and the doctor wasn't there, she kind of chuckled. She thought that was kind of funny. A good woman, but a funny person, and like I said, you couldn't pee on hospital time because you weren't getting paid for that. So that's what my first boss was like. Those are some of my memories about her. Okay, the end.